Hello there, and welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to be your guide today. If you're focused on truly mastering English conditionals and hypotheticals, well, grab your notepad, because you are in exactly the right place. This is your definitive grammar study guide. We're going to take you from the basic, grounded facts all the way into those complex imaginary timelines. Okay, let's dive right in.
So, have you ever caught yourself completely lost in a daydream, wanting to imagine a totally different reality? Or maybe you've looked back and really wished you could rewrite a past mistake? It's kind of fascinating how we can connect something we usually think of as dry, like grammar rules, to this deeply universal human desire to dream about the future, or, try to change our past regrets. Today, we're going to learn the exact structures you need to express those complex human emotions perfectly.
To get us there, we'll be taking a really structured step-by-step approach. Number 1, the real and possible. 2, imagining the present. 3, rewriting the past. 4, wishes and regrets. And 5, mastering conditional linkers. Let's get started. Section 1, the real and possible. There is a massive difference between things that are absolutely always true and things that are merely likely to happen. The zero conditional uses if plus the present tense, followed by the present tense again, like if you heat water, it boils. It's a law of nature, it's always true. But the first conditional is all about a highly probable future outcome. If you study, you will pass. Here, you use if plus the present tense, but then you shift to will plus the base verb. We use this all the time for real, totally possible situations in our future, like catching a train or acing a test.
Section 2, imagining the present.
Now let's step out of reality for a second. In real life, you might say, I don't have $1 million. Sadly, that's just a fact right now. But to express the dream, we use the second conditional. If I had $1 million, I would travel the world. The crucial point here, and honestly, this is where so many learners stumble, is that grammatical shift. We use the past simple tense in the if clause, if I had, to signal unreality. Even though the verb is literally in the past tense, the meaning applies to right now, the present. We're shifting our tenses backward just to show we are stepping out of reality.
This brings us to a classic advice structure. Go ahead and say this out loud wherever you're sitting right now. If I were you, I would call him. Notice anything specific there? We use were instead of was. Even for subjects like I, he, she, and it, were is the formal grammatically correct standard for these hypotheticals. It's actually a wonderful hallmark of excellent English.
Now, what if we want to talk about things we're just unhappy with right now? Take a current problem. I can't drive. To express a really strong desire for our current reality to be different, we use I wish plus the past simple tense. I wish I could drive. Again, we're using a past tense verb, could, to talk about a present desire. It essentially means, I am so sorry that my current situation is like this. It's exactly like wishing you had perfectly curly hair when yours is bone straight.
Section 3, rewriting the past.
Okay, I'm putting on my master tutor hat for just a moment because this is incredibly important. Here is your golden rule. Never use would have in the if clause of a third conditional. This is quite literally one of the most common mistakes made in spoken English. You absolutely must keep would have far, far away from the word if. To actually rewrite a past action, we use the third conditional. Because we're talking about the past, we have to shift our tense even further back than we did for the present. We use the past perfect. If I had studied, I would have passed. Notice absolutely no would have after if. The reality is, I didn't study, so I didn't pass. On the other hand, for a simple past regret, we use I wish plus the past perfect. I wish I hadn't eaten so much cake. The meaning there is crystal clear. I did eat all that cake in the past, and right now I deeply, deeply regret it.
Section 4, wishes and regrets. Life isn't always neatly divided into just the present or just the past, right? Often, a past action has a very real present result. We call this a mixed conditional. Imagine this past condition. You didn't eat breakfast. The present result? You are currently starving. So how do we actually say this? We mix the grammar. If I had eaten breakfast, that's the third conditional, past perfect, I wouldn't be hungry now. That's the second conditional, expressing the present result. It so brilliantly bridges the gap between what you failed to do back then and how much your stomach is grumbling right now.
The word wish is just incredibly versatile. We've already covered present desires and past regrets, but here is a fantastic use case. Wish plus would. We use this to express a slight annoyance or impatience at a situation we want to change, often regarding someone else's behavior. I wish you would listen. You can almost hear the slight irritation in that sentence, can't you? It's just like standing out in the pouring rain thinking, man, I wish the bus would arrive. And finally, if you want to express a preference for what someone else should do, but politely, use I'd rather plus the past simple. I'd rather we left early tomorrow. It uses the past tense, but carries a completely present or future meaning.
Section 5. Mastering conditional linkers.
The word unless is super powerful. The easiest way to wrap your head around it is that it introduces the one single condition that will stop a main action from happening. It acts as the exact equivalent to if not. For instance, unless we hurry, we'll be late means the exact same thing as if we don't hurry, we'll be late. We usually use unless to give warnings.
Now let's flip the script and set conditions positively. These phrases function a lot like making a promise or setting a strict rule that allows an action to be possible. As long as, so long as, provided that, and providing that. They all essentially mean on condition that. For example, you can use my car as long as you drive carefully. The main action, using the car, is absolutely possible provided that the rule of careful driving is followed. And here we are at the ultimate golden rule for conditional linkers. Memorize this one and lock it in. Never, ever use will after unless, as long as, provided, or providing. Even when you are talking about a future condition, you must use a present tense verb after these specific words. Let's do a quick interactive check, just to ensure you avoid this notorious trap. Listen to this. We'll be late unless we will hurry. Oof, it sounds a bit clunky, doesn't it? That's because of that extra will. Let's say the correct version out loud together, focusing on using the present tense verb after unless. We'll be late unless we hurry. Perfect. You've totally got it. You have just successfully navigated one of the most subtle and powerful areas of English grammar. You know how to ground things in reality, dream about the present, reflect on the past, and precisely link your conditions. So I want to challenge you right now to take these structures off the screen and apply them to your own life. What do you genuinely wish were different right now? And looking back, what do you wish had been different? Use these new tools to articulate your own reality. Keep learning, keep practicing, and thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today.